What is going on, guys? This is your model of the IWC Gamers Goon here today with your Monday Night Raw, September 13, 2021 review. I know why you tuned into this video, so I'm gonna speed through things. I don't really care about most of what happened on Raw, but the whole thing going into Raw today was Big E earlier in the day tweeted, "Hey, I'm gonna be at Raw, and I plan on cashing in my Money in the Bank briefcase for the championship tonight. So just be forewarned, I'm gonna be cashing in." Hey, to be honest with you, I would have done what I did last week, where I only watched about an hour and a half. The show was miserable, but the only reason I went through it is because we potentially had Big E cashing in. And obviously, the moment didn't feel as special. It wasn't a shock. Money in the Bank is something that's supposed to be a shock. It didn't really feel that special. But at the end, it was worth waiting in a way. But let's talk about the rest of the show before we talk about that. I'm gonna try to get the first. I'm gonna try to get everything up until the end, done within like the first 5-6 minutes of this video, hopefully. We start Monday Night Raw off with Big E, RK Bro, and Lashley talking segment here. A lot of notes written down. I really don't care about any of it. Basically, what was being said is Big E's there. He's gonna be challenging whoever wins the match later on, whether that's Randy, whether that's Lashley, because obviously that was gonna be the main event of the night. Riddle's like, please don't challenge Randy, not Randy, Randy. Randy hit an RKO, whatever. That was that. Did a solid job. They showed you what you're in store for later in the night, and you waited. You waited from start to finish. That's what they did. Then we got into Shayna Baszler going up against Charlotte in a championship contender match. I'm not sure why we needed a championship contender match where if Shayna Baszler wins, she's the number one contender, because we already have a number one contender in Alexa Bliss, who comes out after Charlotte wins, offers Charlotte a gift, and the gift that she opens is Charlie, a doll that she says that looks like Charlotte, and then Charlotte obviously upset about that, and Alexa Bliss goes on to say, everybody deserves to have a friend, even a narcissistic bitch like you. So Charlotte calls her crazy for winning the title. She calls her crazy for thinking that she was going to accept the doll, and she throws the doll, and then Alexa attacks. Alexa stands tall going forward. I'm not a fan of the gimmick. I think Alexa's came a long way in the ring. I've said that many times, but in terms of the gimmick, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Drew McIntyre and the Viking Raiders going up against Veer, Shanky, and Jinder Mahal. This was a complete waste of time. Drew McIntyre hit a Claymore on one of the two of Shanky and Veer. I don't know which one's which. I really don't care. Drew McIntyre wins the game, or wins the matchup there. Then we got the U.S. Open Challenge. We had Jeff Hardy going up there against Damian Priest. It wasn't really an open challenge because they announced before. It wasn't Damian Priest saying, anybody from the back, come on out here. It wasn't anything like that. Match, Sheamus on commentary. After the match, Sheamus attacks both men, hits a brogue kick on Jeff Hardy, and then Priest hits a brogue kick of his own onto Sheamus. Sheamus versus Priest is going to be the match at Extreme Rules, so it was just looking forward to that. Then we got Natalya and Tamina, Rhea Ripley, and Nikki ASH, or as Sonya said, ASH. Or AHS, or whatever she said. I don't even know what she's. But anyways, that led into it was Rhea going up against Natty, and Nikki Cross going up against Tamina. Nikki Cross and Tamina had the worst thing I've ever seen happen on live television. Nikki Cross pinned Tamina. Tamina kicked out at 2. The referee counted 3, and they called for the bell. And even though Nikki Cross was the one pinning Tamina, the commentator, or the announcer, said Tamina has won this match. and Tamina's music was playing. So everybody's looking at each other. Well, what the fuck just happened? Tamina is terrible. Nikki, almost a superhero, is terrible with that gimmick. I love Nikki Cross, but I do not love Nikki ASH. Rhea Ripley and Natalya was boring. I'm going to be honest with you. I was making pretzels and eating pretzels, and Rhea Ripley won. That's all I know. And I didn't even see the Tamina thing initially. I just saw everybody complain. I was like, hold on, what? And then I rewinded it. It's like, oh, that's what happened. That's embarrassing. Then we got Mansoor Ali and the New Day going up against AJ, Omos, Mace, and T-Bar. Omos ended up getting the victory here. My one question is, why is Mansoor Ali, the New Day, and AJ all stuck with such geeks, man? Omos, Mace, and T-Bar, really? That's who you're pairing these guys up. That's who you're pairing up. Who are on tag team championship level, world championship levels, mid-card championship levels, and we got them messing around with Omos, who can't even wrestle his way out of a room. Maria versus Doudrop. Doudrop wins. That's all I'm going to say about that. We had a weak Karrion Kross promo, and look at that. It was 6 minutes in, and I can finally talk about what was the main event. Randy Orton going up against Bob Lashley. Very solid match. Went on for about, I feel like it went on for about 20, somewhere between 15-20 minutes. Did what it needed to do. But Randy almost had it. He could have almost won, but the outside distractions got to him. He went outside, focusing on other people. Once he comes back in the ring, he eats a spear, loses the match 1, 2, 3. And after the match, you see Lashley. He goes around and he starts wreaking havoc on Riddle and Orton. He puts Orton through a table with a spine buster. He ends up hurting his knee on the table. And then Big E comes on trotting down with his Money in the Bank briefcase, cashes in, and instead of keeping up the, oh my god, he's here to cash in, we go to commercial break. Okay, that's very weird. Why are we going to commercial break in the middle of a cash in? What the fuck? We come back. Well, Bobby Lashley is refusing to defend his championship. Imagine if you could refuse to defend your championship in a Money in the Bank. Fucking Brock Lesnar would have never lost when it was Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, when Seth Rollins cashed in. Shit. I knew we could refuse cash-ins. Anyways, match starts. Lashley hits a spear. I'm like, oh god, they're gonna have Lashley beat him. Oh god. Starts beating the shit out of E. E hits a chop block to the knee. That regains momentum. He goes for a big ending, does not hit. He ends up getting speared. 1, 2, kick out Big E. Big E then gets a big ending, and he wins. And I felt little to no excitement whatsoever. I'm very happy for Big E, don't get me wrong. Big E is a guy that absolutely deserves. I was very happy when he won Money in the Bank. The problem that I have wasn't with Big E winning. It was with how they went about him winning. Everybody knew he was cashing in. They made it even blatantly more obvious when Lashley got injured. They're not going to have Lashley go into Saudi against Goldberg with the championship. I mean, it was the most obvious cash-in history. It's the most lame cash-in history. Everybody saw it coming. And sometimes predictable is good. But when you the main aspect with Money in the Bank is that you are at the most unpredictable moment you can strike. Yes, it was a good moment to strike, but just didn't feel exciting. It wasn't, holy shit, it's time. It just didn't feel special. Not to me. I have seen some people saying this might be a desperate thing because they, for the first time, lost to AEW in the ratings. In terms of the key demo. I'm not going to sit out here and I'm not going to say that because I honestly don't believe Lashley was ever going to walk into Saudi Arabia as the WWE champion. Now, is the timing desperate potentially? Maybe. That could be definitely a timing thing where they lost to AEW. They said, you know what, let's stick it to them this week, and we're going to give Big E the championship. I think Big E was always going to win it before Saudi. I don't think it would have been this soon. The Saudi show, I believe, is on October 21st, which means we still got about a little over a month before we get to Saudi Arabia. A little over a month. And I think Big E was going to win the championship in that time span, but the timing might have been the desperate part, yes, but I don't think the move necessarily was desperate. That was what do we... I think it was going to happen in the next month. I just think the timing definitely was a reaction to what AEW did last week. If AEW didn't do that, they could have kept them waited on Big E. They could have kept waiting and closer to Saudi Arabia, and then right before Saudi Arabia, Big E wins the championship. I think Big E was always going to win the championship before Saudi Arabia, because there's zero chance to have Goldberg walk in against Bobby Lashley in Saudi and win the championship, because more than likely than not, Goldberg is getting his win back. There's zero reason for Goldberg to win the championship. It's just that simple. I feel for Big E. It's a cash in at the end of the day. There's a lot of people that are going to enjoy cash in, and there's people like me that just didn't feel that special. It didn't feel like Kofi's moment. It didn't feel like Daniel's moment. It didn't feel like whomever's had big moments when they've won their first championship. It didn't feel like Rollins. It didn't feel like these guys. And that's just because it was so blatantly obvious that I think it just was hard to get excited for at the end of the day. But it is what it is. I'm happy for Big E. He absolutely deserves being the champion. I hope he does a phenomenal job as the champion. And I don't even really think it's going to be him needing to do a phenomenal job. Big E's amazing at what he does. Big E is over. Big E's a great wrestler. Big E can speak on the mic. He has everything you want in a champion. Now he's back on Raw with a New Day. I was throwing out an idea. What if we have Kofi turn on Big E? What if we have Woods turn on Big E? What if we have Big E turn on them? I could see the New Day splitting, and we could be getting a New Day versus New Day matchup, or a New Day versus New Day versus New Day matchup. Could see something along those lines. I don't know if that's going to happen soon. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, to be honest with you. But I wouldn't be against it. I would not be against it. But anyways, that was Monday Night Raw for you. Monday Night Raw was not a great show. Outside of Big E, there was nothing whatsoever to care about. But there he is. There's our boy. There he is. Big E wins, as he should. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what he does for it. I wasn't excited for the moment necessarily. But hopefully we see. Hopefully see something change with Big E as the champion on Monday Night Raw. You potentially drew some eyes on the show next week, so let's start getting to it. Let's stop doing this Eva Marie bullshit. Let's stop doing this fucking 24/7/11 bullshit. Let's stop doing these fucking stupid ass segments where we have fucking Karrion Kross sitting in the back acting all serious as if he doesn't look like a fucking dork when he comes out in a fucking shredder outfit. We can't have fucking Tamina or Nia Jax on the fucking show. I think Nia Jax has already been confirmed for next week's show. Fucking help me. Pass me the fucking whatever, NyQuil. Fucking anything, man. If it can fucking knock me out, please fucking pass it when fucking Nia Jax walks her bitch ass out there. Holy shit, man. That was Raw. You know where to find me on Twitter, GamersGoonYT, and Instagram at thegoongameryt. I'm going to get on out of here. Big E won. Congrats to Big E once again. And hopefully we have a good fall ahead of us with Big E as our new WWE champion.